Alright, so today I'm gonna react to the Nintendo Direct. I'm very late to doing this. It's like 5 days old roughly, but we're gonna do it. But I've had some spoileriness from Twitter already, so. Probably their most creative intro in at least a while. And they start right off with the Switch 2 branding, okay. So that's a good point here to go back on. You can't... Can you see the... Oh, no you can't because I'm full screened right now. 1 second. Oh, no. It's gonna be like that, eh? 1 second. So you'll notice at the bottom of the screen here, some game footage captured in-engine actual gameplay experience may vary. So is this pre-rendered?
Let's go!
Starting off fairly strong. So they're going full Tony Hawk with the rail grinds. That's kind of cool. They probably have to some... It's difficult to say because to some degree you could argue that innovation may be required in terms of mechanics to keep the series fresh. But at the same time, you could also argue as long as you just got new levels, new characters, new carts, and maybe some gameplay modes, maybe that would be enough to keep the series fresh, but the rail grinds will probably be appreciated. Some of these maps... You could be the cow. You can eat cheeseburger. Is that what that was? Pretty sure. Looked like it. Some of these maps might feel a little bit familiar. Some of them are different. Definitely different. Dude, can you get hats or different costumes? So yeah, the costume thing is a thing. Might not be just hats. Okay. I saw that there. We got... Wait for it. We got moving barrels that you can get shot out of. So a variety... It's like the vehicles or the kinds of things that could be on the road with the vehicles might have developed more gameplay mechanics. Oh, whale. So one thing, I heard about this before watching this. So like Mario Kart World. So the only thing is like, so Mario Kart has already had multiplayer for some time, right? Like since like the Wii, I think. I don't know if there was any other versions before that that had it. I don't believe so because I think the 3DS one, so Mario Kart DS, I don't know if that came out before or after Wii. I don't know if that had multiplayer, or at least I don't know if it had online multiplayer, just kind of like a local LAN or whatever near connect, whatever the thing was. So anyway, is the point of calling it World? So as I'm looking around at the map behind it, is this going to be kind of like similar to the original kind of Mario level maps? Are they going to oh, maybe. And they might actually say this right after I press play again, so maybe I'm kind of wasting my time here. But is it the idea kind of like when you're playing through a circuit, almost like back in like if you played through, I don't know if Gran Turismo was like this. I think or Need for Speed Underground 2, but you know, like those racing games where like you'd play through levels on the world map of like different Grand Prix or something. Is that like what they're going for here? Like you're racing, but like in like a Super Mario World story mode kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool. Because when I saw World, I was thinking more like the emphasis being on the multiplayer aspect. Like, you know, like you're racing with people from around the world, like a global community around it, whatever. And it's like, if that was the main purpose of the titling, it'd be kind of a little bit weird because they've already been doing the multiplayer thing, but maybe it's more because of all of the other stuff. They're probably going to explain it now, and I'm just wasting my time.
And I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
More. That is my prediction, is more.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
So it's GTA weather cycles meets Mario Kart.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Okay. Okay.
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
So it's like I was saying, I probably should have just let it play.
With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Or at least similar to what I was saying. So that's cool, how you drive
Introducing
to the next race.
Knockout Tour.
Open world.
Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
So it is, okay, it is the hats. Or I guess it's
there are multiple
costumes.
checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Oh. That's kind of cool.
Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam.
How much people will buy the game just for that? Like that's
By
never
going
been
off-road,
experienced.
you can explore new
game.
areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you.
That's wild.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
Dude.
And even take
Vibes.
photos together at different locations.
Yes. The selfies. That is what the kids want.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day.
That narrator's pretty cheesy. Or whatever word best describes that. Like, it's like synthetic? Like, it's, you know what I mean. It just got that feel.
As Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers
Again.
for Switch 2.
Joy-Con 2.
And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button.
Not the C stick.
Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
They do look kind of sleek. A little roundness to it. Good little transitions and stuff. Their face. Alone. Dun dun dun.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
Dude, those triggers. Can we appreciate? Didn't pause. Can we appreciate the triggers? Like that little hook to the triggers. So I don't have my Switch with me. It's over there. But this feels like there's a bit more to it to just allow it to. I don't know if that's an add-on or if they come stock like that, but better triggers possibly. I think the bumpers might be a bit bigger.
That was me. That was you? So quick.
Do we have Discord integrated into Switch 2? Is that what's happening?
Wait, no.
Or is it party chat?
Nick, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay, so this is good that they have this, because I think the roundabout way of doing this before, I assume, was I think you had to get. You probably didn't have to get one of those headsets that did this, but you know there was the headset that had like the Bluetooth and the auxiliary that would work at the same time. I think like Arctis made, I think that was the brand Arctis, like, you know, the Arctis Pro wireless headset, stuff like that, but not the Pro version. There's another one. I think it was named one of the best headsets for the Switch or something like that maybe at one time, because you could connect it to your phone and the Switch at the same time in order to do like, I think that I don't know if you had to have like the Nintendo Chat app or something like that. I don't know if there was another app, but I never got into that. Or maybe you just would have Discord pulled up on your phone or whatever, and then you would also be listening to the game chat. I could be wrong about all this, but that's how I remember how I think you'd have to do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the fact that they have party chat on the Switch 2 now, like that's good, obviously, but it's kind of funny because if we're looking at this in any way thinking that it's like a big deal, it's kind of like, well, Xbox 360 kind of had this back in like 2006, or was it when did the 360 come out? I think it was somewhere around 2006, because PS3 was 2006, right? So it would have been somewhere around that time. So a while, you know.
Hey, what's up?
But still good. Still good that they have it.
Hi, missed you.
Oh, dude. And the
With this
3-year-old.
feature,
Oh, you can
you'll be
emote.
able to communicate with friends and family.
If this is where Mario Kart's going, will there be a Super Mario MMO? I'm gonna not necessarily call that right now in the sense of saying it's going to happen, but what if?
While playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow
Okay.
for an adventure.
It's like Mario Kart meets the crew.
While using the Game
Or
Chat
whatever.
feature,
Could you do that in the
your
crew?
voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right?
Okay, what's the range on that mic like?
All right, let's keep going. Okay. So
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a
From
distance.
that far?
look at this. Jump on here.
Okay. A little
Alright, let's
sus,
keep going, let's
possibly.
go. Let's
Do
make
with
a
the
left right here.
blender.
Let's make a
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly,
got that
letting you
AI
chat
in there or
with
something?
ease.
How did you get hit by a bow? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's so pink.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family.
But that makes more sense because the mic's right there.
If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job, good job. There we go.
Oh, did you see the frame rate on Bowser there? I think it might have been a little low. Oh dear.
game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that
Accent.
dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it? You guys, I just did it.
I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot.
Hey man, to be fair, Double Dash I think had that. I'm not sure.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Okay, eating mechanics is a little different.
Okay.
New text.
You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
know
see.
that
They
one.
probably
So-
went for like, cause well, you have like 4 screens at the bottom, right? So maybe it's going at like 15 frames or something.
Hard, right? It's tough.
Oh, wow.
You kind of
I'm
see
like
the
in the
general
sky right
gist
here.
of it, but you're not
I
necessarily
fell. I'm
going
falling.
like
I'm falling.
Mario.
Okay, we got it. We're safe. We're safe.
Kirby. Look, you're on a star. That's so cute.
So cute.
What do you think of this dialogue, guys? Seem legit or what?
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
Dude, friends can voluntarily opt in to the screen peeking. It wouldn't really matter for Mario Kart, but if you're playing like something competitive and serious, the screen peek, you at least you could choose to not share the screen.
Or expand another friend's game screen.
Wait, while you're still playing your own game?
That wall that's to your left.
You're almost there, though.
It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
this is where I have
Okay, does this look like an appealing frame rate though to watch your friend's game at? It might be good to like have the option if you just want to like keep up with what they're doing, but
to do a little wall ride.
Okay. Okay.
So everyone can watch them play.
I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay. I
see that Pro Controller looks like.
Welcome.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay.
Oh, you can do the
Oh,
emotes.
yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Meeks.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back. Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this.
They got their own Connect.
By connecting this camera to the system,
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo. Hey.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Oh, dude. So it's like a mix between like Zoom but worse with the background, taking out the background function or feature of Zoom. It kind of reminds me of like what like cutscenes in like PS1 or early PC games would be like. It'd be like kind of like pixelated, choppy character head stuff, like whether you look at like the codec calls in MGS1, but like it wouldn't probably look this close to real people, but the vibe, the vibe of that. Anyway.
Good?
you can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Okay. It's also worth noting that the low resolution might be fair enough when their head is this size. Like on a large TV, if it's pixelated, you might not notice as much, so it might be chill.
Face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I'm way behind, guys.
There you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
So this is actually... Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Like, maybe it wouldn't be used or thought about as much for, like, the Mario Kart example with the screens on the bottom, but in Mario Party, so especially as the profile pictures, right? And, like, this would be good because, like, if this Mario Party, which Mario Party even is this? If this is good, would be anything close to Mario Party 2, dude, if you get some of those rage moments from like messing around with your friends, you might want this feature enabled, you know?
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, that
wait.
looks good.
Go
That
left,
looks
go
good.
left,
Dude,
left,
cut
left,
this
left.
out.
You
If I
fix
go a
it.
little more this way.
Using Game Chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
Okay. As cringe or corny or whatever as any of that might have been, one thing that we should probably do is appreciate the fact that, like, Nintendo is one of the main companies that's trying to keep the couch co-op vibes alive and the co-op vibes and all that alive when we have a, ever-changing landscape of of more, less of that. People just kind of in their own little siloed off areas of their own homes, just, talking to each other online, but not necessarily ever, like, the LAN party, is the LAN party as much of a thing at all, right? And, give some credit where credit's due. So, as corny as some of it might be with, like, the pixelated faces and everything else, at least they're trying to make online multiplayer co-op stuff, whatever, party games, as, like, personable or as, close as possible for people to interact with one another. The best way to do it, though, is probably you get, like, that one scene they had where you got 4 people in the living room all playing something. Like, you get, like, an intense game of Mario Party going, or Mario Kart, something like, that's probably where some of the best, video game vibes are going to be for stuff like that. That's probably where some solid memories will be made, right?
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
Oh. You're doing all right. You're doing all right there for a second, Nintendo. So, I guess we probably shouldn't be surprised in this modern climate. But let's be honest, this kind of sucks, because while you can make an argument for why they should have this online chat, etc., or why you can make an argument for why they could charge or should charge for the service. It's like, this is one of those more basic things that you would hope, other than like server load with data over the wavelengths or whatever, it's kind of a turnkey solution, one and done. Once the game chat's live, it's live, and people just use the service. So, and it's not necessarily like as intensive as like streaming games or anything, right? Or well, maybe it is intensive in the sense of you're streaming people's footage, but like regardless, you could probably make an argument for this just being included for free. This is maybe something that people would be a little bit disgruntled about. It would have been a good move if they're like, and this is completely free of charge. If you wanted to gather up some good reputation.
However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time.
They heard me, no? So, okay, so this is probably that whole, like, the free trial period to get you hooked, and they're probably going to hit you with that pop-up message, or they might hit you with that pop-up message where it's like, blah, blah, blah will expire soon. Make sure to subscribe to not lose access, or whatever, the limited trial stuff, right? So this is better than nothing, but it would be kind of good if they just had it as anybody could use it, because you could even make the excuse that, like, you would need, what's it called, like, yeah, Nintendo Switch Online, you would need to play games online with your friends anyway. So, isn't there possibly a high likelihood that you would end up having a membership already? So it's like, this is the weird thing where it's like, it might have been beneficial to just include this game chat for free, because most of the cases where you could use the game chat would only be with Nintendo Switch Online membership related gaming experiences. So yeah, I guess it's maybe a little bit maybe the way that it's being presented is a bit weird, but
we hope you'll try it out.
Kind of can't really try it out unless you have the
Game
Switch
Chat
Online,
supports
right?
the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce
it's
another
very
new
good.
experience you can share
Parental
with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with GameShare. As shown.
Okay, so that's pretty good. That's kind of what like the 3DS/2DS generation could do, right? Except I think, was it called like Street Pass, or was it called like Local Link, something like that? So that's good. The only one of my questions would be is, can you still do the Joy-Con sharing co-op? Because what if your friend doesn't have a Switch 2? Can you still do the share the Joy-Cons thing? Hopefully they still have that as a feature. Can we like look at like, so these are like some big old bumpers here. That's like around the thing. Like, are you gonna end up accidentally pressing it on the side?
Shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game.
Wait a minute, hold the phone. So some games you could do this like a cross-platform play between the Switch and the Switch 2. That's good. That's kind of cool.
With GameShare, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. GameShare can only be used with
So what does that mean?
GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you
does this mean that you could game share regardless of whether you're in the same local vicinity as people? But then what's the Game Chat significance?
can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier.
Okay, so
GameShare can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. GameShare support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
So this kind of reminds me of, I think I might be a little bit reminded of when PlayStation did was it SharePlay? So when that first came out, it was kind of similar. So this is back in the PS4 generation, right? It was kind of similar mechanics in the sense where like you could like share your screen and your friends could watch what you were playing, but they could also like take over the controls if you let them take over the controls, and they could play what you were playing. But you'd probably need like pretty solid internet for this to all work smoothly enough. I don't even know, like I never tested it on really good internet, so I don't know if it was ever seamless. But regardless, like this mechanic might not be new, but if they do it well, then that might be solid.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2
How much do you think they practiced that prior to this?
system itself.
Please take a look.
I feel like that's gonna be a meme. Bigger screen, same thickness.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen. The screen supports up to...
Okay, so this is probably... I'm going to make a prediction now that this might be a major topic of discussion if they do not live up to this potential. Only because, so what I think they're about to say, or what they're saying is that the screen can support 120 FPS. But are games going to run at that?
120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Okay. Yeah, supported titles, right? So, because like, if you advertise this as a capability, is it possible that people are going to passively think that like a bunch of stuff is going to run at that frame rate? But like, how many games are actually going to run at 120?
The LCD screen is more vivid, and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
So this is probably going to be a really liked feature, because like I haven't even used my Switch a whole lot at all, but I knew from my friend's situation that the Joy-Con, what was it, the locks or whatever, how if you force them out of the lock without pressing the release or whatever, how they would become like not sturdy or solid anymore, in the sense that like it'd be really easy over time that they would just kind of, I guess, get worn out, or whatever is the best way to say it, where you could just kind of slide them in and out and it wouldn't necessarily be super secure. So the fact that like they go in sideways instead of up to down, it's going to be obviously probably harder to dislodge them unintentionally. And the fact that it's magnets, like magnets, as far as I understand, would never wear out, right? So good move.
Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Yeah, but the only thing is, like, so the main thing with those magnets are pretty strong. They probably have tested this, so we probably don't need to worry about it, but like, what if people started accidentally getting wiped hard drives because the magnets, you know, like when magnets are, like, I think it's like those rare earth magnets when they're, do you ever hear that thing about if it's like brushed across a credit card chip, it would erase your data? I can't tell with 100% certainty if that is the case. That's just something I think I heard. But they probably, hopefully, have worked out all the kinks with any issues that the magnets could cause to the architecture of the system hardware, right?
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
Good move.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
Good. Easy wins, right? Easy wins.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
What? Wait, so like, it's kind of a niche thing. So, does that mean like you're gonna have like Age of Empires or something like that on the Switch too? And then you're just gonna have them like put it on a flat surface, like find a flat surface, put it there, and move it around? Like, it feels so. More features is probably better, and it's good that they're actually like trying. Like, I need to give credit where credit is due here, because I've been thinking about this recently, like on and off for a little bit now actually, but I thought about this again recently, where it's like, remember when game companies used to try, in the sense that, because obviously they still try at different things, but they more play it safe with what kind of has been tested to work, or what has stood the test of time. So like, but remember, like in, I think it was generation 7, so PS3, Xbox 360 generation, it was like, there was like, it's fair to say there were so many different things that they were doing and trying, and it was like this, that was the generation when like controller scheme like defaults were kind of getting like established and stuff, like the way that like the controller schemes that we play first person shooters at on average were probably established in that generation. You know, that was the generation that really experimented with like, you know, move controls, right? So in the sense of like, you know, whether it was PlayStation Move or Xbox Connect, they even had this thing called Wonderbook, which was like based off the PlayStation Eye camera. There was like this book you could buy, and it would like simulate on the screen like pop-ups, like in those old pop-up books. It would like simulate that on the screen. Like, just like, it seemed like that was a generation of a lot of like creativity and like thinking outside the box, trying stuff. Whereas nowadays, other than like VR, which I think the only one like in consoles doing it is PlayStation with the PlayStation VR 2, but I don't even know if that's, I've been kind of out of the loop since like roughly around 2021, a little bit after, around that time, kind of been out of the loop since then, so I don't know how much developments have happened with that. But it's like the fact that Nintendo is doing this different kind of stuff, like let's let's just be thankful, that somebody's kind of trying different
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Cool.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly. Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
So that's good. For Mario Kart World. So they probably got like some Dolby Atmos 5.1 or whatever, 0.1, whatever.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large...
Real quick. Just, I'm gonna say this now. Is this gonna be a problem? How that's sticking out there? So that's like the connectors, right? Are we gonna see issues in the future where people are gonna have these kind of bent or damaged or scuffed or whatever?
Large, sturdy stand.
Did you notice that they mentioned the sturdy
Nintendo
part?
Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
I feel like they really emphasized that sturdy part because the old one was kind of dinky, right?
You can move it freely, like this.
Oh. That's kind of cool. 2 USB-C
In addition
ports.
to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Good.
It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode.
It's good. That's good that they have a block like that now, because with the first Switch one, it would just be like attached to the block. I think you could charge your Switch off of any USB-C connection, but I'm gonna make an assumption here that this probably supports some sort of fast charging, or maybe like will IQ 3.0 or whatever those smart chargers work better with this than they would have with the first Switch. Who knows?
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster.
That's a new dork.
Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock.
Kind of cool how they got it rounded out.
To connect to your TV and enable up to...
The only thing is the fact that this panel literally like slides off. I kind of like how the other one just had like a flap.
4K resolution for compatible games.
Good.
HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Good. Good.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable.
Cool. So what stuff is and isn't compatible? Hopefully, I don't know if we're going to get like some sort of graph or chart that tells us what is and isn't compatible.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
That's good. The fact that the physical games are supported is probably pretty swell, you know.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
Kind of sleek looking.
We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features.
It's like the weirdest
And
feature, but hey,
to help players
kinda cool
better
in a way,
understand
maybe.
the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself.
What?
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
It's kind of cool.
I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone, join me inside the game. There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?" The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal, so that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them so they won't easily detach. Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2.
So it's like a
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible.
It's like a table golf.
There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it out if you're interested.
I think this kind of reminds me of like early PS4 release stuff. Like, would this have been the kind of thing that would have been released around that time? Like as some sort of tech demo stuff? Like this stuff, even if it's only like fun for a half an hour or whatever, the fact that this still exists, we should probably appreciate, because just like these nice quirky little gimmicky things that maybe in the moment we're like, oh, that's lame, or that's whatever, why did you bother making it, using your time to make this, whatever. Like, we might look back on this kind of fondly and be like, oh, that was kind of quaint, you know?
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speed.
But it's red now.
Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
So, because here's the thing, just in terms of the icons or the way that these read, this, like, I would have thought, I think I thought that this was a Nintendo Switch card and that this wasn't, because this one very clearly says microSD Express, whereas here, the whole microSD thing, does that mean Express? I kind of thought it, maybe I thought something like that, but then this also says Express then, if that's true, but then it also says Express here. So, like, either put it here or put it there, but, like, when you have it there or not there, it's like, huh. But this doesn't have any of the EX or the Express or anything, so fair enough.
Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more.
Cool.
We're also releasing a new Pro Controller. It has a C button, which launches games.
I was just gonna say it's got a C button or something like that.
Chat, and on the back there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls.
Macros.
In addition, an option to assign existing button controls.
Okay, so simple but effective. Is that fair to say in terms of this controller design? Not bad. The material, this is like a render, I believe. So this might not be representative of what the material looks and feels like. But if the material will look and feel like this, hopefully it'll feel kind of premium. The only thing is, like, how will these buttons feel when you press them? Are they going to be like cheap clicky, or are they going to be kind of ka-chunk clunk-esque? Or is it, you know, like, what's the feel going to be like?
In addition, an audio jack has been added.
Okay.
We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And they all got their blue collar shirts on or whatever.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
Skyrim again.
Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario
Dude, okay, Jabori, okay, I read that differently.
Party Jamboree.
I think, initially.
Please take
Oh, Jamboree, Jabori.
a look.
Super Mario Party
I caught that animation difference with how the things go like this instead of like this. Fair enough.
Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls.
Dude, they're harping on this mouse control thing, dude. It's like, was this a popular thing? Did people ask for this? Like, is that why they're emphasizing it so much? So this is how out of the loop I've been. I don't even know. I may have heard from a friend of mine about this Mario Party, but I didn't even know otherwise. I think I only found out now that this existed.
Audio recognition. More expressive rumble.
So the fact that they put the audio recognition there, that's kind of cool, and it'd be kind of funny because the kinds of people that you play games with, like they might often be older people, that stereotype of where they say, oh no, go over there, go that way, the people that talk at the game as if it makes a difference. It'd be kind of cool if they made it actually make a difference, and so then it's like grandma's actually right now, or grandma's actually making more of an impact on the gameplay by doing that than she would have in previous console generations. Because I think like I might have had that idea a while ago, like what if they actually made it, like maybe I thought of it like where if they made that a mechanic without telling you, but then like secretly you're actually improving your gameplay performance by yelling at it to do certain things or whatever, like passively or whatever.
And gameplay that uses a camera accessory.
Now they will spy.
All of which can be accessed on Switch 2.
Dude, every
Let's
time.
check
Whenever they show the people and it's like the cutouts, and it's like
out 3 new and updated modes.
Oh, dude.
First up is Mario Party mode.
Okay, this
With
is
a
probably the
single
better
camera,
use of it.
up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as...
So that's kind of cool that it looks like it does like an auto cropping of like, because you only need one camera and it will get the 4 faces, right? That's kind of cool.
You play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next,
cool.
It's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins.
Bowser's going through his rap
Bowser will
career.
bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins.
You actually have to
Guide an
punch
RC car with your voice. Go! And compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound.
This might be
Finally,
Mom and Dad.
take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival
Like other
coaster.
people's moms and
With the
dads.
safety bar lowered and secured,
Okay.
you're off.
Classic. Keep the hands and arms inside the vehicle.
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
Dude, this mouse control thing.
When you enter a pipe, a mini-game will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm. And one where you shake a
Like
can of spray
Octodad
paint and
stuff.
quickly tag objects.
Cool.
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini-games.
But it seems like they're emphasizing the mouse controls instead of just the general, like, you know, Wiimote-esque controls that, like, they've been known for, right?
How quickly can you reach the station? From mini games that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger.
When they make it seem like rumble is like a control feature or like a the way they say it here, they almost make it sound like it's a new thing. Maybe it's more of like a 3D rumble, like a haptic rumble. It might be, but I don't know. I don't know if the Switch had that or not.
Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo
Probably
Switch 2 Edition,
wrong.
plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
Oh dear.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics. Plus,
Just like that.
you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
You've got an AI voice assistant helping you play the game, or helping you through the game.
Or
Will there be memes made about this? Like, have you seen those memes where it's like, modern day games, blah blah blah, hand holding reference, whatever they say, versus like quote unquote person back when they were playing, etc. game on the NES or the SNES, and they had to like just figure it out, you know.
you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
Oh dear, you already know what's going to happen with that, right? You heard about all the stuff with the different creations or things that people made in Breath of the Wild when that launched, eh? Do they know what they might be doing with this? It's kind of cool how you can share stuff.
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable.
Famous last words, man.
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes.
Just like that.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure.
Wow. This bouncy thing. It's got the Naruto
Metroid
one.
Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
They're not talking about how if they got like a surround sound remaster or whatever. Or did they have that kind of surround sound 3D audio before? The Switch version. Oh, dude.
In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2. Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle.
Dude.
Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates. The Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition by purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
Is it cheaper to buy the Nintendo Switch version than buy the upgrade pack than it is to buy the new version? Or the whatever?
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
Are there memes about this where it's just like random thing? By the way, you could use it with mouse controls. Fondue with mouse controls. Tofu. Fondue. I already said that. Sushi with mouse controls.
Please take a look.
I was not expecting wheelchair robots for the mouse controls thing. Are they robots or are they just people in wheelchairs? Do you want a slower paced version of Rocket League with basketball? Might be fun. The fact that you could like wave, that's pretty cool. Dude, how they have the little contrails or whatever coming out the back of the wheelchair. Oh, that's pretty cool. The dunks. You got the half pipe or the quarter pipe for the dunks. Oh, a block. Oh, dude. The trick shots.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next,
what if nobody's got any tables in front of them, though?
Here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I have long observed the lands between.
Is it Elden Ring on the Switch 2?
This world is in dire need of repair. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace
Switch 2 handle this?
that guide you through your burden.
Is this running at 120?
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games, here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
皆さんこんにちは、カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26。
So what I think they just revealed there is that you can have the sharing of the two Joy-Cons to play co-op on one Switch, which is good if that is the case.
キャラクターを収録した Years 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョンを さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
The sovereign axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our lives, don't they?
What? Random dog.
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me.
This guy seems like a wholesome
You'll be able
dude.
to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
And he's pretty big on the
EA
co-op game
Sports,
stuff, right?
We're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce the EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
I don't know about this.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
I assume they probably had to downscale the graphics.
Is that mic supposed to be on?
Dude, wait, did they remaster Tony Hawk 3 and 4? Pro Skater 3 and 4? Dude, are we gonna have a skater game resurgence? Dude. The only thing is, it doesn't have any graphics on screen. Dude, a SpongeBob collab? Dude, that might sell.
Hello, this is Christian Elberdam from IO Interactive.
They're just like one after another, bing, 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 you know?
We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination.
Oh no, hippo time.
Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2.
What?
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Wait, did that just clip the camera? Okay, no, that was the focus pull. Okay, I thought that it clipped through the camera. It's like, what? It's not good. Are they gonna bring it 007? Is that what's happening right now? Yeah, I called it.
Dude. James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Whoa. How long has it been since we had a 007
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition. Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は Nintendo Switch 2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Wait. Is the studio called AAA Game Studios? Or is it just a AAA?
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
So this is like a pre-sequel? Hyrule Warriors. Woo. Well, we're not even out of winter yet.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
You have my attention.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Yes. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races.
Double dash. Where's
Featuring
the
the series first,
melee?
machine customization and story mode.
Don't tell me you're gonna leave
Get
that out.
ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
Dude! Wait a minute. Okay, so that's cool, but if they have Double Dash, you could finally do the online 16 player. I think it was it 16 player? Double Dash match. Nintendo? Can you make this happen?
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
Cool.
More titles will be added in the future.
So we got Sunshine, that's good. Super Mario Strikers, so that's the football game. Dude, how many people are just gonna be playing this? Like, how many, especially if it has, dude, with the multiplayer, how this maybe is one of the better things that they could do to just kind of win people over, or to have like people support, because it's like, how many, especially with Gen Z and all the Gen Z nostalgia right now, how many people are just like so here for this, where it's like, yes, GameCube games on the go without needing emulators or anything, it just is built in, but it's probably based on subscription fee, so you'd have to subscribe to then download and keep access, etc. It'd be kind of nice if you could either subscribe or just buy the stuff like modern virtual console, but then like just go back to like the old games you grew up with. Hopefully they port as many games as possible, even like the old like movie games, like, you know, like Hulk, like Hulk Total Destruction, Marvel Nemesis Fighters, like just like as many games as possible. I'm looking over at some stuff on the shelf, or I was, or am, yeah. Anyway, so as much as possible, please tell me you got Double Dash. Luigi's Mansion, okay. Come on, Double Dash.
Nintendo,
don't do this to me. Don't show these other things and not show Double Dash and Melee. Those are some of the two obvious ones.
GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And
okay, this is another good move. So I don't know if I misheard him, but like they made GameCube Bluetooth controllers at some point, I think. If those are still like available and hopefully will work with the Switch 2, you just like, the more you can like simulate like GameCube and stuff like that in the modern day with ease, people are probably here for it.
Launches the same day as the hardware's release.
Good.
And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube.
Okay, so I think this might have already been a thing, but maybe this is another edition.
Controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access game chat.
Dude, and the fact that it's got USB-C on the front, that's kind of sleek, eh? Dude, this thing's probably going to sell out so fast.
Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. Whether you're familiar with the game day as Nintendo Switch.
So, available for Nintendo Switch Online. So what does that mean? You can't buy it if you're not an online member?
Switch 2.
This seems kind of weird.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics.
Let's
Of
go,
course,
dude.
you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay,
Cool.
let's see
It's kind of cool that they got the Genesis stuff too, because it's like they might have just like not literally absorbed Sega, but in a way have they kind of absorbed Sega?
more games from our publishing and development partners.
Like a partnership probably kind of way. What is that? So this is like some Undertale stuff? Never played Undertale.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Okay, can we note how different his appearance is? Like, compare what he looks like here to what he looked like when Borderlands 2 came out. Like, he went from like kind of 2000s, maybe like sort of frat boy style gelled hair with the glasses to like whatever that hairdo is.
I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons.
Borderlands 4 feels a little bit... It's not the same. It's like it kind of lost something. Like Borderlands 2 had vibes and some hype, at least for me. Borderlands 4, the trailer was maybe a little bit more generic. It lacked personality probably compared to what the series used to have. And if it's anything like Borderlands 3 was kind of like a weird sidestep / step back. It's weird because mechanically it was probably a step forward, but story-wise kind of a sidestep or a step back. So we'll see what Borderlands 4 is like, I guess.
We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience.
Mouse controls.
Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade. And we have even more news from 2K.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
WWE!
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered map. Off they went, armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Survival kits. Seems this kind of makes sense. As a
I'm Dave
Switch game.
Crooks from Dodge Roll. Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
Bug Snacks 2. No, I think was that a PlayStation exclusive?
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
こんにちは、スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Music though. You players, baby. That's cool. Fast fusion. Looks kind of like Wiper. What's Fortnite's player base like now? Is it still popular? Oh my gosh, she Plaza.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
I give you my blood.
Oh no.
I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Of course, it's From Software. They always make happy games. So this is like a steampunk. I'm thinking it's steampunk-esque. They're all just idle posing, waiting for you to fight. Except for that guy. He's like what a soldier, a space soldier or enemy might look like in like 1950s sci-fi or 60s sci-fi. Whoa. Majora's Mask Moon is back and he's angry and metal. So you're a vampire guy now? Oh dear. Some creepy stuff from software.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
How did it come up with all the character names? Really small people legs. I guess it's normal size people legs.
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Pajama Man. Oh, it's an exclusive.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software. We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available.
You cannot read.
That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
He's really beating up that stuff. Oh boy. Supercharged star. Oh, dude, Air Ride. That's what it's called. Air Riders. Dude. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Sakurai. That's like the only thing I think we
Kirby
heard of
Air
about
Ride,
any of
which
the OG
originally released on the
cast.
Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
Random rock dancing over there. Oh, you can't see it because my screen's in the way. There's a rock over there. This Toad? Alright. Donkey Kong mining. I heard there was a new DK, so this is probably it. Looks a little bit. Can you just, like, is the whole environment destructible? Dude. How many people are just gonna mine out the whole level to, like, the bare bones? Dance party? Banana. Okay, Bonanza. Thought for a second it was Bonanza. What you guys think of the
That
new look
was a
of
brand new
Donkey Kong?
3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Is that the end of it? Yeah, that's about the end. It's just the credits now. April 3rd to 4th. This is the Treehouse live stream. So, is that a different live stream? Because this was 5 days ago. We're the 7th, the 8th now, so. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so what'd y'all think of that? I'll go full screen here. So, some potential good vibes, or potential good things, however I should say that. Some games might be looking interesting. There might be a little something for a lot of different kinds of people. It's kind of funny because one of the things I might be looking most forward to from this, like, I don't know when I'll get a Switch 2. I'll probably not get one right away, probably push it off a little bit. There's nothing that makes me be like, oh, other than like Mario Kart, that's like the only thing. New Mario Kart looks pretty cool. That would be the main thing that would be a selling point for me, probably. But one of the things, funny enough, that I think I might be most excited about is the GameCube Classics. If it's like a full library, that might be like a major win. Because imagine, it would be really funny if they release all these new games and everybody's just playing GameCube games. Like, could you imagine they're like, Hyrule Warriors, this, that, and the other, and, all this other stuff. And then everybody's just, like, playing 16-player Double Dash online. And Melee. Dude, if you could play Melee online, like, dude, that would potentially, like, not necessarily wreck the whole Slippy community or whatever, the emulation community around it, but if you had, like, networked Melee matches online, that would be something. Like, just, like, all the different GameCube games that people could be playing and just kind of reliving that nostalgia of the 2000s. Could be a good vibe. But beyond that, Mario Kart World, with that open world running around stuff, might be a cool time. The rail grinds that are now there, they're out of nowhere, at least, like I said, I've been kind of out of the loop for a while. So, the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, is it a port or is it remix, whatever it is, that's kind of cool to have some skater games back. There's some kind of random, I don't know if it was first party or if it was indie games or if it was third party or AAA, whatever, but like the wheelchair basketball, the level of it, is it like they had like a checkbox, like bring up the mouse control option as much as possible? Because like, how many times did they mention the mouse control option and feature? And it's funny because it's like, other than when you're punching the blocks in Mario Party, it's almost like they don't really talk about just general motion controls, right? It's all like mouse controls. So it's kind of funny because like what a lot of this has been for a while is like motion control movements, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see. I guess they might have... Did they release the price during the Treehouse live stream, or did they release the price after the fact? But, because I heard it was... Again, like, this is just stuff I've seen on Twitter, right? But, like, is it 450 US or something like that? And I guess, I don't know, like, the whole context and what the community's response is completely around all this, but the vibe I got from on Twitter is that people are complaining about it being $450 at launch. I'm not sure what the Switch was at launch. Was it $300? Whatever it was. I'll go and like look that up on the screen right now. What was Switch at launch USD? So it was $299 USD for the Switch, and that came out in, I don't know if that was, is it around 2015? When did that happen? Or is it 2016? I don't know. And then there's an IGN article, how does Switch 2's, how does Switch 2's price compare to the cost of other Nintendo consoles at launch? Spoiler, it's not the most expensive. Do they have the graph on here? Or is it just listing it? So, yeah, okay, and then they adjust for inflation. Oh dear. And then you got SNES, $20-25, $199, 400 USD nowadays. 190. So wait. Because the N64 96, 199, and then this 2001 199. Why is this? Okay, no, that makes sense. That would be more inflation. Okay, anyway, you get the Wii U. Was this $299 at launch? Oh, dude, 2012, dude. Oh, this was 2017. Okay, I was off. $299. Okay, 387. USD today. Okay. Yeah. So it's the, is that the fourth highest priced Nintendo console? Because the NES, the SNES, and the Wii U beat it for price, I think, or did it almost tie with the SNES? Regardless, did it almost tie with the SNES? Yeah, almost. As far as I understand, anyway, because I think it's $450. Anyway, so it's like, but even then, like when the PlayStation 4 came out, I think it was a similar thing. PS4 launch price, and then there was memes where it's like, you know, relating to the price of the Switch 2 versus like the price of PS4 Pro and stuff. I think it's like a $700 console, and I think the the PS5 Pro, $700 console, and I think the PS5, when it came out, was somewhere around 700 Canadian dollars with tax or something. It's probably somewhere around there, maybe a little more, but I'm not 100% sure on those details though. Not 100%. This PlayStation 4 launched. Yeah, $399. Okay, so $400. So wait, $400 Canadian? No. So initial price of $400 Canadian, later raised the price to $449 Canadian in 2014. So exciting changes in the market environment. I don't remember that change. So I think I got it probably around that time. I didn't know they raised it by $50. So then so in Canadian dollars they raised it to around there, but then that's $450 American for the Switch 2. Regardless, like they're probably somewhere semi-similar ballpark in pricing, because, you know, I won't go to the conversions or anything like that. But anyway, so you got, you know, Canadian $449. So what is like USD to CAD? Sorry, no, we got $450. Oh, that's a rough conversion right on the dollar. Oh, okay, so. Oh, dude. See, I guess I thought it would only add like $50 or whatever, but no, that adds more than $50. It's almost $650 console, right? Well, almost $640 console. So that's rough on the conversion there. But okay, so yeah, a bit more of a price leap, I guess you could say. But here's the thing: if it's good, you know, if it's good, it's good. That's probably the main thing. Is like, even if it's gonna be maybe like it's not the most expensive console out there, probably, but if it's worth it, if it's worth the money, you know, if they got, at the end of the day, if it's a quality, well-made console, if it's a good console, good battery life, does the job, you know, has enough power, performs well, doesn't have to be like insane in power, but just has to do and play the games that they make for it well. If it's got good game support, if it's enjoyable, if it's fun, if all the features and everything works, if nothing crashes at launch, all this stuff, if they do a good job with all the other games that they got coming on, or at least with a good portion of the games that they got coming down the pipes, if they do well, if it's an enjoyable time, hopefully the price will be worth it, and, you know, just people have a good time with the friends, playing some Mario Kart, some Mario Party, and whatever else, and the GameCube games. Don't forget about the GameCube games, and the mouse controls. So anyway, so one thing I will say, I'll finish it off on maybe on this note, is something at some point that I think might have become apparent to me is, like, I don't recognize any of these guys. They might have been introduced at different points, but like I said, I've kind of been out of the loop for a bit. But these guys seem kind of like new people. And you could say maybe it's kind of a bummer that we don't have any of the old crew anymore, at least not showing up here. Like, you know, Reggie left Nintendo at whatever point. You had Iwata, who passed away. I think it was Iwata, because I used to always get Iwata and Miyamoto's names mixed up. Because I believe, let me just Google this here. Nintendo Iwata. Okay, yeah. So I think it was Iwata. Yeah, okay, 2015. Yeah, died in 2015. So Iwata passed away. Reggie left Nintendo. And Sakurai, I think you only saw mentioned by name later on in the presentation. So it seems like a lot of like just new faces, new people, new crew. So as somebody who, if you're somebody who's been around for a little bit, you might be kind of sad to kind of see how things have changed, you know. But, you know, change is, you know, probably going to happen, right? But just not seeing the old crew there. But, you know, it's what it is. So that's something that might have stuck out to me. So the vibes there, you know, or the vibes of missing the past maybe in some ways. Because there were some good vibes, some good memories from past console generations and stuff like that, all kinds of different stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's just a fun time, and you gotta give Nintendo some props for kind of trying to preserve that couch co-op, or in this case at least maximizing on the personability, like the people aspect of online multiplayer. Like, as much as it might seem a little bit corny or cheesy or whatever, the fact that they're doing like the stuff with the camera for the faces and the Mario Party profiles and stuff like that, you know, all these little things, and it might benefit people a lot more if they just got together and did the couch co-op stuff. And Nintendo's probably one of the better platforms nowadays to go to get that, because like, remember back in like PS2 and GameCube days when like how many games had co-op options? Like, the percentage was probably higher. I don't know by how much compared to today. And so nowadays it's like, how much stuff even has good co-op options anymore? And you know, with everything with the whole loneliness epidemic or whatever it's called going on right now, if that's what's happening, then like, you know, maybe one thing that we could do, you know, just get together, play some games, you know, enjoy each other's company, stuff like that, have a good time. But yeah, what do you guys think of the Switch 2? Do you think that that's a good naming convention for it? Should they have went with something else? It kind of makes sense. Just Switch 2. Probably simple enough, easy to understand. If mom and dad are buying a gift for their kids, it probably makes sense. Like, oh, it's the new one, Switch 2, you know, just because like, compare this to like Wii and Wii U. Like, was that an easy messaging to understand? Or if they would have called it Wii 2, although that might sound weird, but anyway, you know, so Switch 2 might be good. The look and the size of the console, the kind of the way that they built it, you know, the magnets and stuff like that, hopefully it's legit. But yeah, what did you guys think? It's good I finally got around to watching and reacting to this. Not a bad direct. They were like pretty like, you know, bang, 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 you know, one to the other, to the other, to the other at one point. Like, once they started getting into what I assume was all of the AAA studios. I could be wrong. I don't know if what studios are, you know, first party and what aren't. But it was, like, pretty efficient once it got to talking about all the other games. Like, the stuff that wasn't, I assume the stuff that wasn't in-house or pertaining, or anything pertaining to the console, right? So there you go. I guess props for efficiency. But it was like, I think like an hour-long Nintendo, roughly an hour-long Nintendo Direct. Hour and 2 minutes, 22 seconds. So, because I don't know if the Directs are normally like 45 minutes or something, or 50 minutes. So, and like, I don't know what their schedule is. Like, I don't know how many Nintendo Directs they do a year, because like back in the E3 days, I think they used to reserve or have a Nintendo Direct during that time. So are they going to have one somewhere around the time of Summer Games Fest or whatever? The gaming culture, it's fair to say it's kind of changed in terms of like the milestones of how things happen, because like before COVID, it was like E3 was like the peak of the year in gaming. Like, that was the big event with lots of big reveals. Like, that was like the press conferences. Like, that was where it was at. And then it just like fizzled out due to like COVID, probably combined with just not good or clear direction, or maybe not the best management, or people, you know, changing with market trends, or maybe losing. I don't know if they lost faith in the event or they just didn't want to pay the price for being at the event when they could just have their own online thing like Nintendo. It's kind of a bummer to just see how. It's kind of sad maybe to see how things have changed. And now it's like, is everything just like a Twitter post and an online live stream and that's it? Like, does that help our community aspect around games? So, yeah. And so now I guess probably one of the peaks of the year would be Summer Games Fest, which was what was done kind of as a response to COVID with everything being locked down and online and stuff. And now we just kind of keep that going, I guess, just because that's what kind of happened, and I guess kind of what stuck because of circumstances and compounding effects or whatever. And so that's where we're at. But Switch 2 looking pretty good. I'll probably, like, it would depend on my income level and stuff, but probably gonna wait this one out for a bit. Not super eager, aside from playing Mario Kart World. That and GameCube games on the go, like those, like as funny that may sound, like that's the selling point for me. So it's like, if I could just play a little bit of that Mario Kart World, then it'd be cool. But I'll probably prioritize other things first, and so I'd probably going to do something similar to what a friend of mine I think is doing and give it 6 months or so. I don't know that the console would really drop much in price during that. One thing that might get me is if they release some sort of limited edition, like say they came out with like some Mario Kart limited edition painted Switch, or like stuff like that, like like the Wind Waker edition for the Wii U, stuff like that. Like if they try to pull something like that, some sort of whatever, maybe. But beyond that, probably gonna wait it out a little bit. Maybe if like I know somebody that gets a Switch 2, maybe I'll play some Mario Kart that way. But anyway, thank you all for watching, for tuning in. Feel free to comment what you'd be thinking. What are you looking forward to? You like the Switch 2? You like the design? You like it better than the first one? What do you want to see Nintendo do or not do going forward? Feel free to drop a comment. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care, guys. See ya.